go. Happy Friday again, Achieve Virtual Education Academy teachers. Welcome to our last weekly update of the school year and our last Friday of the school year, at least advertised, realizing some of you may still extend some students into next week who just have a few more assignments to finish up. But go ahead and again, it's time to start cleaning up and ending the school year. So here we go. This is it. Today is our advertised, as I just mentioned, close to the school year. May 27th has been in all the newsletters. Any of our information from Claudia or myself that's gone out, we have advertised May 27th as the close to our school year. Again, you can grant extensions through next Thursday, June 2nd, but keep in mind, Ben Davis High School, we are no longer available in the evening to proctor exams. So there's a lot going on here. Monday we're out of school. Wednesday we have an award ceremony for the evening school. There's just a lot going on. So our teachers will not be available to proctor any longer. So keep that in mind as kids get extended into next week. They're not going to be able to just pop up here to Ben Davis High School to take it. They're going to have to find a local public library or schedule something specifically with you at this point. Again, last time we're completing Students in Genius. I do have it linked here. So you can see the step-by-step instructions on how to do that, or you can pause the video here if you need that and don't want to go to the shared Google Doc. Most of what you're going to be doing is down here where you're manually completing students, whether it's a higher grade or this 60 or 50%. I always say 50, but my instructions here have said 60 since like year one for that F grade if they didn't complete your class. So again, feel free to pause it, and then here's our grading scale for our system. It's the same as Ben Davis High School, so you shouldn't see anything too different there. So anyways, that's it. Moving on to the next one. Thank you. It's been a long year with all the new tests. ECA still around, at the addition of iStep 2 different times this past spring. Especially with all the traveling, it was a little bit crazy, made the spring go really fast, but also felt like a lot of it was crammed, and so it was a little bit frustrating. And then of course we still had the wonderful AccuPlacer test last fall, so a lot more testing. Felt like every month we were giving some kind of test. You guys, even in your traditional settings, I'm sure felt the pinch, so thank you for your time and your efforts with the additional stresses of testing. Thank you for your patience and your positive attitude with our moves. I haven't heard anything negative. You guys aren't coming down and complaining to me about things. Maybe that's the role, but I appreciate that we're keeping a positive attitude with the change. You know, we've done it once before. Hopefully we won't have to do it for a long time, long past me. But with technology, you just never know. So anyways, I thank you for your positive attitudes and being patient, and the extra time that you've put in for me personally for the surveys, all the surveys that I've sent out this year. I think it's at least 3 or 4 different, 3 for sure, but maybe 4 different surveys I've sent out for you guys to complete as I try to improve my leadership skills and improve myself through the Indiana Principals Leadership Institute and going back to school myself. So thank you. It's been a great year overall. Our data's all up despite having very similar numbers of enrollment compared to last year, so I take that as a positive. Teacher payouts, as it is the end, this is the fun stuff, right? I will be working on the teacher payouts as I always do at the end of every essentially 9 weeks. Basically every time we get to a break, I'm working on the payouts, and then summer school, it's not actually a break, it's the end of a break. But for this one, my goal is to start working on these the first week of summer school, June 6th. I do that because I know many of you are going to extend a lot of kids into next week, so if I start working on it next week, it's just not going to be accurate. And so I will wait till the week of June 6th. It usually takes me about 2 or 3 days to get through everything. So my goal is to be done by June 10th and have all that information sent to you. So please, at least through June 10th, monitor your emails. I will send those verification emails, as I always do. So look for those. And June 10th, I plan to submit to the Ed Center for payouts. So keep that in mind and keep watching for those. In case you're interested, AVE graduation this year, we will be still here at Ben Davis High School. Instead of in the auditorium like we were last year, we'll be back in the small theater. We'll enter door 2. Last year there was construction at door 2, so we were unable to host it there. This year we will be back. The theater it's much more homey for such a small graduation ceremony. It still looks prestigious and excellent. So if you're interested in seeing how it goes, or if you know you've got a senior that you had through Achieve that is partaking in the ceremony, we've got 15 that are going through it this year, our largest number so far. They'll be participating in it. It starts at 6. We'll start seeing families around 5:15, and then there is a small reception afterwards that probably will be around 6:30. So usually between 6 and 7, and then it's all over. It is small, but it's fun. So feel free to join us, or if you want to offer some help to Miss Goodnight, I will be out most of that afternoon for professional development myself. I believe she has some of the evening school staff helping her, but you might touch base with her in case she thinks she needs more. Summer school, if you're teaching summer school, a couple reminders. You can get your students started as of next week. They are in at this time. Everyone's in, and they're in their classes in It's Learning or the Wayne Learning Hub, whatever you want to call it. Please make sure you do have to set up your classes. It is an empty shell right now, so if a kid logs in, they're not going to see any work. So make sure you follow Michelle's instructions and get the course set up before you start sending out instructions for them to get started. They need to set up their account. I have not connected this per the video of when I record this. I record these videos early and then have them posted later in case there's changes and whatnot. Also, it doesn't make Friday quite so frantic. But if you go to the actual presentation, the Google Slides in the teacher workroom as opposed to this video, you can click on that, and the link will be working for the slides. We'll also send that to you all in an email, because students who have login problems, they're going to have to follow those instructions. Remember, we can no longer see a student's login information. They're like any other Wayne Township student. If you're a Wayne Township teacher, you're aware of how that works now, and you kind of have to go in and reclaim your account using your special passwords and mom's maiden name and where you first lived and all that good stuff. As a reminder, also, you'll send bulk messages through Skyward, so that initial welcome email. If you want it to go to email and parents' email, you'll have to send that out of Skyward. The Learning Hub, you can message through there, but it doesn't go into the student's email unless they have that set up to push out. And since most, if any, have probably never been in it, those notifications aren't set up. So until you get the culture of them going into the Learning Hub and looking for your messages, they're going to have to rely on email. So make sure you're using Skyward early for your initial welcome, pacing guide, grading scale information, and any of your office hours. Lastly, I'd like to thank all those who volunteered to proctor this year: Lorenzo Angelides, Christine Beasley, Scott Morrow, David Wilson, Mark Evans, Johnny Bird, Jerry Dowdy, James Totten, and Brent Dawes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's always nerve-wracking. I always feel like, it is time, and I understand how precious time is, so I always get nervous about filling this. But thank you for those of you. Mr. Slack has also volunteered. I just didn't need him, but I will call upon him as a backup if needed. So thank you to all of you. I appreciate it, and we'll see you here this summer, late July, as we start closing up our summer school kids. General summer reminders. July 12th is our professional development. We're going to be talking about how we're going to move forward with our own professional development. Michelle's got a great idea she picked up from iNACOL or another conference. I think it was iNACOL last year, and we're going to try to implement it here with our Achieve virtual staff. Be reminded that our office is under construction. They're redoing the wallpaper and the carpet, and to match what all the other upgrades they've done here at Ben Davis High School. I think we're the only room in our hallway that's getting updated. The rest were already done last year. And so we are just moving, Amanda and I being we, are just moving across the hall into the night school teacher office, which is literally across the hall. So we get to remain close to home, just slightly different. And then, as a reminder, our shutdown period is every summer of the 7 weeks, 1 week the MSD of Wayne Township offices are completely closed. It is the week of July 4th, so the 4th through the 8th this year, none of our offices are open. That's when I take my family vacation. We generally go down to Florida. I do respond, and I will have email for emergency type stuff, or if it's major, or if I don't respond right away, just know that's when I'm on my vacation, so that's why, but I will get back to you within a day or call you. This is the last update. I mentioned this at the beginning, but don't look for an update next week. This is it for this school year. Next week, if you need something, just contact me individually or our office, either Claudia or Amanda, but there won't be an update next week. I know some of you are already on summer break, so you're already kind of used to not looking, and then the rest of you, it's going to be crazy next week as you try to get up and get your rooms taken care of and get out of here for summer break. So I will not send out any more extra information. Summer school teachers, I will address you via email. I may make some announcements in our teacher workroom just to continue that culture of look in the teacher workroom. But for the most part, I'll be sending out emails to the teachers who do have summer school students. So monitor your emails. Obviously, I'm assuming you will be for your students anyway. But as new things come up that we don't know about yet, and we get in there and be like, uh-oh, this is a problem, I'll email all that information out. It's been a great year, so have a great summer. Because of our balanced calendar, it always feels like our summer's short. It's our Achieve's, in my opinion, busiest time of year. If there's a downtime for Achieve Virtual, it's the fall semester. But the spring starts ramping up as we start looking to get kids finished for graduation. You got all the big to-do with summer school registration, which is always crazy. And then once they're in summer school, summer school's fast and furious. So obviously there's a lot going on here in the summertime, and it's only 6 weeks now, with the 7th being the vacation week. So you've earned it. Enjoy it. Hopefully you get to relax and get a little bit of you time this summer. Thanks for all that you do for helping us to get better. Every year I feel like we're learning new things and getting better. And then as a reminder, we start up again just like any other MSD at Wayne Township School Thursday, July 28th. Now we won't have all kids in like a traditional school, but that's what we're advertising as our start date. So if you're returning to us in the fall, and I've heard from one, I think, that maybe not, but the rest of you, I'm assuming, are coming back. Thursday, July 28th is that date, and from then on we'll be placing students through mid-September for full-time enrollment. So with that, thank you for all that you've done this year. Have a wonderful summer, and if you're teaching summer school, I will be in touch, so stay tuned. And obviously keep looking for those payout emails. Have a great summer, all.